Let's cut to the chase. Building impressive quads takes smart exercise choices, and not all moves are created equal. Some will have your legs screaming in the best way possible, while others might leave you wondering why you bothered. So, we're breaking down the best and worst quad exercises, alternating between the top performers and the ones you're better off skipping. Leg extensions. This one is all about isolating the quads. No glutes, no hamstrings, just pure quad engagement. If you're looking to zero in on your quads, leg extensions are your go-to, especially if other muscles like your hamstrings are already well developed. Now, there's a common misconception that leg extensions are bad for your knees. Not true. If you feel discomfort, just reduce the range of motion and keep the movement controlled. Stick to the top half of the motion if needed, and lower the weight if it's too much. Control is everything here. Slow it down, especially during the lowering phase, and aim for half the speed of the upward movement. For an extra challenge, pause briefly at the top of each rep to feel the burn before lowering slowly. Instead of focusing on rep counts, think about time under tension. Aim for about 40 seconds per set, keeping your quads engaged throughout. The longer the tension, the better the results. While some people use leg extensions as a warm-up, they really shine as a finisher. Start your workout with the heavier compound lifts like squats, which demand more energy and full body effort. Once you're fatigued, move to leg extensions to isolate and push your quads to their limit. Leg extensions are also great for adding intensity with forced reps and partials at the end of your set. This is where you can truly chase that deep muscle burn, maximizing hypertrophy and muscle growth. If you want to adjust the focus a bit, your foot position can make a difference. Pointing your toes slightly outward puts more emphasis on the inner part of your thighs, while pointing them inward shifts the focus to the outer part. However, these tweaks don't drastically change the results, so the key is to stay consistent and give your best effort every time. One of the less effective categories for quad development, one-legged exercises. Think split squats, Bulgarian squats, lunges, and similar moves. While these exercises do have their place, they come with some significant downsides when it comes to building quads. The biggest issue is time. Because you're working one leg at a time, your sets take much longer to complete. A single set can stretch to 1.5 minutes or more, and that extended duration can shift the focus away from strength and into more of a cardio challenge. On top of that, the constant switching between legs breaks up the time under tension for each muscle, reducing the overall effectiveness. For example, with walking lunges, one leg works while the other rests, back and forth. This rhythm makes it tough to maintain consistent tension on the quads. There's also the challenge of balance and motivation. If you're pushing through 15 reps on your left leg, by the time you move to your right, fatigue and focus start to drop. The leg you work second almost always gets less attention and effort, which can lead to imbalances. This isn't to say one-legged exercises are useless, they're just not ideal for maximizing quad growth. If you want to include them, consider doing so at the end of your workout, when your energy is lower, and you're focusing more on refining technique or targeting specific weaknesses. And here's a tip. Always start with your weaker leg to ensure it gets the most attention when you're fresh. In some cases, you might even focus solely on your lagging leg to help it catch up. One-legged exercises aren't entirely off the table, but they don't make the top tier for quad development. Use them strategically, and you can still benefit from them without letting them steal the spotlight for more effective movements. Let's break down the muscles that make up your quads. First, there's the vastus medialis, the muscle right above your knee that gives you that teardrop shape. It's not just for looks, it's crucial for keeping your knee stable. Then there's the vastus lateralis on the outer side of your leg, which helps create that strong, wide appearance and adds to that X-frame look. Between these two, there's the vastus intermedius, a muscle that's hidden beneath the rectus femoris, the main one running down the middle of your thigh. The rectus femoris is the most visible and stands out the most. The leg press, a powerhouse for building quads with less strain on your lower back. After squats, when your back might already be feeling the effort, the leg press lets you keep pushing your quads without the same level of risk. It's a fantastic way to dial up the intensity without overloading your spine, making it perfect for harder, safer training. The leg press also allows for something squats don't. More control over going to failure and beyond. Forced reps, partial reps. These techniques are much easier to manage on the leg press. For beginners, this isn't crucial since the focus is on building consistency. But as you move into intermediate or advanced training, that extra push becomes essential. The leg press makes it simpler and safer to go all out. If you're all about targeting your quads, the placement of your feet on the platform is key. Keep your heels lower on the platform, and you'll feel your quads doing most of the work. Place them higher, and the focus shifts to your glutes and hamstrings. Both options will hit your quads, but a lower foot placement dials in on them specifically. As for depth, aim for 90 degrees. Going deeper than parallel might look impressive, but it increases the risk of your lower back rounding, which is a recipe for injury. If you're dealing with any joint issues, don't force it. Adjust the range to what feels safe and comfortable. Time under tension is another big factor. Don't rush through reps or load the machine with more weight than you can handle. Ego lifting might seem tempting, but it's a fast track to injury. If you're sidelined because of poor form or overloading, you're not making gains. You're stuck, waiting to heal. When it comes to stance, the rules are similar to squats. A narrow stance focuses on your quads, while a wider stance brings your glutes into the mix. If you want a bit of both, go slightly wider. The beauty of the leg press is how versatile it is, so customize your approach to suit your goals and body. Next on the list of the worst exercises for quad development. Any of those ridiculous Bosu ball balancing squats or similar stunts. Building quads isn't about testing your balance like you're auditioning for Cirque du Soleil. Sure, these types of exercises have their place in rehab settings or for improving proprioception, your body's ability to sense its position in space. They can even help with athletic performance in some cases. But if your goal is to build strong muscular quads, leave the balancing acts behind. If you're finding these tips helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more no-nonsense fitness advice. Let's get real. No one ever built massive quads by squatting on a ball while balancing a pitcher of water or doing some fancy trick with an egg on their head. These moves might look impressive on social media, but they don't belong in a program designed for serious muscle growth. To build mass, you need stability and the ability to push heavy loads with proper form. Adding an element of instability only takes away from the effectiveness of the exercise, forcing you to focus on staying upright instead of fully engaging your quads. So, save the Bosu ball tricks for rehab or niche training goals. If you're aiming to grow your quads, stick to exercises that allow you to move weight safely and efficiently. There's no need to turn your workout into a balancing game. Keep it simple, keep it effective, and keep the focus on what actually works. The king of all quad exercises? Squats, hands down. But here's the thing, you don't have to stick to the classic barbell back squat. Front squats, back squats, or really any type of squat where there's weight pressing down on your shoulders can do the job. The goal is simple. Lower yourself to about 90 degrees, or parallel, for the best quad activation. But don't stress if you can't get that deep. Your body's range of motion is unique, and going as low as you comfortably can is always better than skipping squats altogether. Depth matters, but so does your comfort and safety. Now, let's talk stance. Whether you prefer a narrow stance or a wider one, it won't change how your quadriceps are targeted. Choose what feels natural for you. That said, if you're aiming for a bit of extra glute involvement, widening your stance can help. And honestly, who doesn't want to work those glutes a little? By slightly adjusting your stance, you can maximize both quad and glute development, giving you the best of both worlds. Bar placement also plays a role. For more focus on your quads, keep the bar higher on your upper back or try front squats. But if you're looking to target both your quads and glutes equally, lowering the bar position on your back can be a great option. This slight tweak allows you to balance the workload between the two areas. Of course, squats aren't one size fits all. Some people struggle with knee or back pain, making free weight squats uncomfortable or even risky. That's where machines come in. Hack squats, V squats, or the Smith machine can offer safer alternatives while still delivering incredible results. The key is finding a variation that works for you and your body. So, pick a squat variation that feels good, aim for parallel if possible, and don't sweat it if you can't go all the way down. What matters most is that you're consistent, challenging your muscles, and giving your quads the attention they need to grow stronger. And now for the absolute worst quad exercise, the kind that offers next to no real development, Instagram-inspired moves. You know the ones. Those flashy, over-the-top exercises you see. Let's be honest, these aren't designed to build quads. They're all about showcasing glutes and striking a pose for the camera. Here's the truth. Most of these exercises prioritize aesthetics over actual effectiveness. The focus isn't on engaging the quads, it's on looking good while performing the movement.